telling all your friends. The party never ends. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show. I'm gonna get my sticks. The mic is live and clear for you and all to hear. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show.
Everybody. Hi, everybody. It is Tuesday, June 2nd? June 2nd. It is Tuesday, June 2nd, everybody. The summer is almost here. You're live on the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show here at govsradio.com, coming at you live from Governor's Comedy Club, the legendary Governor's Comedy Club here in Levittown, New York, the legendary Governor's Comedy Club, on govsradio.com. govsradio.com on Facebook, on YouTube, on our website, and also on your smart TVs, your Fire Sticks, your Apple TVs, your Rokus, all that smart stuff. You download an app called Boxcast, and that's where you'll find govsradio.com shows. All the great shows here at govsradio.com. That's right. As Ken Pichelle says, we on TV. All the great shows we have here at govsradio.com. Hope you're sticking with us today. Thank you for hanging out with us today. All of our friends, all of our fellow knockers. I saw Will Sharon. I saw Johnny Saliano. I know I said that wrong. He can yell at me when he sees me. Douglas King, Jeff Bosey.
Will Sharon,
Joe Staz, Felix. I saw John LaRocchia wishing us well. Thank you, John. John, a very funny comedian. Andy Plajanos. Who else did I miss? Did I miss anybody? Does that tell you? No. I know I missed some people. But thank you all for joining us today. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you all. It's Tuesday. We're going to have some fun. Hey, knockers, says Tom Galati. All right, let's get our announcements out of the way. Let's do that. Okay. We are going to welcome the one and only Scott Baker. He'll be on that screen with us in a little while. Scott is a frequent guest of ours. He's been in here many times. He's a fun guy and an improv genius. That's right. I said improv genius. So we'll have some laughs with him.
Anyone who does improv to me is has some type of, genius in them. It's so difficult. It's so hard. I can't even imagine coming up with something. It seems like they already have 10 things in their head before they even have to say anything. It's brilliant.
Tim Saliani is watching as well.
Hello, Congressman King.
Congressman King, Doug King. Thanks for watching, everybody. Governor's Comedy Club and govsradio.com would like to thank our listeners, both old and new, and remind you that our 3 Governors Comedy Clubs will be open as soon as guidelines from the government allow us to. In the meantime, we have cleaned and sanitized each club and put measures in place such as paper menus, social distancing of tables, and reduced capacity to assure the safety of our employees and guests. Right now, we are in a pandemic. People and businesses are dying until they reopen fully, and even after that, it's going to take some time. We should be embracing all Long Island businesses that we know are open and struggling. If you're one of those businesses, please leave us a message with hours of operation and specific instructions like curbside deliveries or website orders on our email. Please email us here on Facebook or govsradio@optimum.net. Thank you and be safe. We'd like to try and support local businesses that are open as best we can, such as the Roslyn Social, which is located in the heart of Roslyn Village at 1363 Old Nolan Boulevard, hoping everyone is staying safe out there through these difficult times. To try and help ease you and your family through, we are open for takeout, curbside pickup, delivery, and on your favorite food service apps. Give us a call at 516-801-4963 and say hi to Nick, 801-4963. Again, we hope you're all staying safe, and we certainly look forward to serving you in person. Our famous cocktails and desserts are available to go as well. Thank you from Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge. Please check out our to-go curbside menu. And, of course, let's not forget All Music in Plainview, 516-433-6969. They're one of the very few music stores that are open. They were the only music store open for a while.
They were the only music store I'd ever go to anyway, so I'm happy to help them. They really are fantastic. Even like the time I was telling you guys, Kevin wanted to buy a violin, a really good used violin. So I was asking friends, and family, does anyone have a great? Because the violin he had from 3rd grade on was the $70 one that came from Amazon with a case and something else. The violin itself was probably worth $10, and he's doing really well, so I wanted to get him a nice, violin because, I just figured he'd love it more, and he does. And we went there to see Guy, our friend from high school, because he owns the place.
Guy Bronya.
He's fantastic, and I was gonna wait for Guy to show up. I only wanted to talk to Guy, that type of thing. Someone when you go into a place. Well, Guy was busy with a whole bunch of other things, and this man came up to me, and he totally read Kevin well. Kevin, try this one. Kevin, try that one. What do you think about this? But how does this sound to you? Don't worry about, he actually, sold us something a little bit less expensive because he's this just has a beautiful tone to it and it works well for you. I mean, the place is just fantastic. So if you need an instrument, go there.
There you go. They are open for curbside pickup by appointment. They're open Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 12 to 5. 433-6969, 516-433-6969. All Music in Plainview. And, of course, let's not forget our new friends, One With Life Organic Tequila. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I can't say that word.
Because
One With Life Organic Tequila. Thank you. One With Life Organic Tequila. What's better than organic? So check out their website. They're Long Island-based, and go have yourself a drink. What else can you do during this time but drink?
Probably a lot of things.
I don't drink, so I don't even know what I'm even talking about. But yes, please support One With Life Organic Tequila, OWL. OWL, or One with Life Organic Tequila.
Oh, so Will Sharon said that he once got a used left bass guitar there for $99, and it was beyond a deal. Like, that's how I felt about the violin. The violin is like that Kevin got. It was, I mean, violins are expensive. So this was like a used one. It was like a few $100s. But when I was like actually pricing these things out, it was so much more. And it was a gift. Like, that's like, that's what he wanted for Christmas. And I was like, wow, what a dorky child I have that he wants, a violin for Christmas. So I was going to like run with it because, I wanted to, be there for him in his dorkiness.
She supports dork.
But it's like a 70-year-old, violin. It's beautiful wood, and Kevin just loved it immediately. And he plays all the time, with it now. So
70-year-old violin.
Yeah.
70? Did you say? That's old. That is so old.
I don't know anyone or anything 70 or older. Do you?
Well, speaking of which, my mother's watching.
And I just want you to know that I saw that coming. Sorry.
I think she did too. But speaking of my mother,
did you want to talk about that?
I was going to talk about.
I wasn't sure if she'd like wanted talked about, because I wanted to bring it up too. So I'm glad you are.
Give my mother a virtual hug, ladies and gentlemen. Mm-hmm. My mother over the weekend had her car broken into.
Yeah. Who breaks into like a nice lady's car? It's so mean.
Yeah, but did they know it was
they should have known.
Did you say nice?
Yes. Yes.
I drunk.
Well,
My mother doesn't drink
either. She doesn't.
Either.
We're just teasing.
Yeah, you break into somebody, you don't stop and say, oh, wait a minute, who owns this car?
You should.
Well, actually, if they did, they would say, oh, she doesn't have anything worth stealing, which she didn't. The most expensive thing she has in that car is a lawn chair sitting on the back seat.
And they didn't take it.
And they didn't even take it. So they basically broke into her car, they just rummaged through it, and then they took off.
They violated your mommy.
Whoa.
Yep.
That's been over, well, I was going to say that's been over 70 years too, but no, that's not the case.
Apparently, Tony thinks that like your mother had sex twice.
She's watching. I'm not.
Like you turned like all red.
I know, I can't.
You just turned red.
Because I'm trying not to be sick. So they broke in, which I just found out last night. So I called my mother and yelled at her. I said, you got to call the police. And I gave her a virtual slap. But because she's drunk, she doesn't feel it.
Well, her point was, nothing was taken. Why am I calling the police? But the point is, you don't know if whoever's breaking into your car is going to break into, your next door neighbors the next day. You want to try to nip it in the bud. Right.
So we just literally on the way here today, on the way here this morning, I get the text that she listened to her son, her smart son, the one that knows what he's talking about, the one who's not oblivious to the rest of the world.
Are you going to break out into song or something?
Oh!
Go ahead, keep going. I'll do it. Keep talking.
I don't know. What?
You're on a roll.
The one son who knows all about life. So, I think we're drunk. Yeah, so she called the police this morning. And good thing she did, because it turns out that this piece of garbage that was rummaging through cars this weekend in Hicksville was caught. And we wouldn't have known that if she didn't call. They wouldn't be able to make a case against this dirtbag if she didn't call.
Well, they probably did.
Well, now they're able to, build the case, build the charges.
Just look at the person and go, see, that's why we arrested you.
Exactly. So, no, it's a good thing she called. Good thing that she's safe. And I'm counting on you, Bobby, send people to keep Hicksville safe, damn it. My mother's there. I don't know how much longer she's there because, she's old. But she's still there.
Andy said, dude, the best way to shut people up is to talk about their parents having sex.
It works.
Mark
White. Where's that blonde fuck? The virus is over. Well, virus over or not, we haven't been given the okay to start, getting close to people.
Yeah, we're still
again.
the only ones in the studio.
We're still the only ones in the studio. And probably by the end of the month, there will be construction in the studio. So I don't know if we're going to see anybody in here.
Yeah, Mark, we're going to redo the whole studio.
Yeah, towards the end of the summer. Gina Conjemi Coffin is watching. Hello, Gina.
Your mom said, "How did I ever live 75 years without you running my life?"
That's what I said. That's what I've been saying all this time. But just think how better your life has been since you were 25 years old. I remember just coming out. And
You're gay?
No, of my mother being born, and telling her, "Hey, look, what are you doing with this, or why'd you have a baby with that guy?" I immediately started telling her. I helped her budget her money. I mean, this is all within a few days of me being born.
Yeah.
I took again, her life would have been, if her life for the past 50 years, so since the age of 25. Let me explain to you before the age of 25.
I feel like I should start again.
A life of drugs, drinking, theft, getting in with the wrong crowd, and then at the age of 25, she was still young enough to change all that. And that's where I came in and said, Ann, because I call her Ann, you see. I said, Ann, these are the decisions you have to make here, Ann. You're going to straighten up. You're going to take me and that other guy, and we're going to move in with your mother. Your mother is full of religion. She has the Mary statue on the front lawn. She's going to set you straight.
Okay, that's the only part of the story that's true.
Can I get an amen?
Is your grandmother and the Mother Mary statue.
She will set you straight, Ann. She will set you free. Hallelujah.
Wow.
That hurt.
Good.
So anyway, glad my mother's car is okay. Glad she's safe. Well, I'll tell you why. I'm just a little weird and feisty today, and I'll tell you why.
Why is that?
Because Patty Mayo has claimed his stake on today's show yet again. He does this every day.
Every single day.
And I'm sick of it. And I'm going to protest. Damn it. Have you seen any good movies lately, says Will. No, I have not seen any good movies lately.
Well, we did watch last night.
Like I said, we did not watch any good movies. Last night, we watched The Jazz Zinger last night.
We watched The Jazz Singer.
The movie with Neil Diamond. We were talking to our pal Elio over there in England. We were FaceTime with him and talking, and Neil Diamond came into the conversation.
He's a big Neil Diamond fan.
Go to the Neil Diamond. Go to the Elio Pace Facebook page. Elio's been posting videos of himself performing. He used to be on a show in England, a talk show, and he was a music director, and he used to play a couple of songs throughout the show. And he's been posting old videos. And the last one he posted was a Neil Diamond tune. So we got to talking about Neil Diamond, and he had mentioned he never saw The Jazz Singer. I said I saw it years ago. I don't even remember it. Sallie said she loves that movie, so let's watch it. So we watched it last night, and man, what a piece of crap.
What's so funny about it is that, I watched it 30 years ago, too. It's the last time I saw it also. But so we're watching the movie. We're sitting there. It's the very end of the movie. I'm actually just saying to myself, what a beautiful movie. I loved this movie. And just as I'm thinking that in my head, Tony goes, oh, that movie sucks.
I thought it was awful.
It was like 1980? You can't.
Not the worst movie I've seen this week.
It is not the worst movie.
But it was.
I've seen this week.
But it was still. I thought it was bad. It didn't even make sense. It was predictable. It was
every movie in 1980 is predictable.
It was a cheesy remake as an excuse to play some bad Neil Diamond songs.
You think those songs were bad?
Some of them. I mean, Hello.
I don't even like Neil Diamond. And
Hello Again is a great song.
Beautiful song.
Coming to America is a little corny, but I like it.
I like it.
There's Love on the Rocks. Great song.
Really? What do you have to complain about?
That's a great song.
Right.
But there was this one scene where they're in the hotel in Lucy Arnaz's apartment, and they're having a party, and he's sitting there singing some cheesy song, and him and his buddies, they're all like wiggling their hips together, like in sync, playing some silly song about being in a band or something.
Yeah.
That was just awful.
Yeah, okay.
Awful.
There were 80s moments.
Awful.
But you have to, you know.
It was just a cheesy excuse to play Neil Diamond songs.
But Neil Diamond songs are amazing.
Every scene led to, yeah, but again, not all these songs were. I mean, even, I personally don't believe this, but even most people think that even the Beatles had bad songs. So believe me, Neil Diamond has bad songs. Billy Joel has bad songs. Eric Clapton has bad songs. The Who has bad songs.
Beatles would say they have bad songs.
Well, right, that's my point.
What is a bad song that Billy Joel has made? I mean, even that weird one with the trumpet stuff I've gotten over.
That's a weird one?
Well,
Zanzibar?
That
is not
a weird
one of the bad ones.
It's a weird one. Yeah. But he doesn't, I don't think Billy Joel has one song that blows. Do you?
Well, you just said there's a trumpet. Wow, haven't seen that one in a long time, says Paula Dossie Frierson. Hello, Paula. Doesn't Neil Diamond have a mustache in one scene and then it disappears in the next scene?
and then comes back and then disappears again and then comes back. That would be so weird to put out a movie that does that. I mean, as you're editing the movie, wouldn't you notice that a mustache is missing?
Best movie with him was Saving Silverman. Yeah, that's right. I forgot Neil Diamond was in that. Wasn't he in what's the one with Adam Sandler and Billy Idol? Isn't Neil Diamond in that one too?
I didn't see it.
Help me out. What's that movie with Neil Diamond with Billy Idol and Adam Sandler's in it, and they're in a plane? Was that 50? No, it wasn't 50 First Dates. Was it The Wedding Singer? I don't think it was. I don't know. I don't remember.
Maybe The Wedding Singer.
I saw a movie on Amazon Prime that could only be described as rat's nest of plot lines, says Andy Plajanos.
Yeah, or missing plot lines. Yeah.
All right, so I'll tell you what else.
What else?
Has got me ready to riot and carry on.
What is with you?
In the sports world, ladies and gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
It appears that A-Rod and J-Lo are back in the running to buy the Mets.
Were they out?
They were out.
Why were they out?
I don't know.
Someone else wanted to buy it and then backed out?
No. There's anybody can bid right now. You go ahead, call Fred Wilpon. You can bid on the Mets right now for $5. Anybody's in the running, but they tried to make a go at it. It fell flat for whatever reason. Supposedly, the reports were saying that they were even throwing their own money into this. That's how much they wanted to do this.
What do you mean, reports that would all their money be thrown in on this? What money are they using if it's not their money?
Well, they would get prospective backers. They would get banks. They would, like a mortgage. They would take money out.
Okay, just off the top of your head, because I really don't know. How much does a sports team, and I know you have to discount it for the Mets, sorry, but what would it go for? What would a professional baseball team go for?
What do you guys think? I'm thinking close to $1 billion. Close to $1 billion. I don't know. Do you guys agree with that? I don't know if I'm going too high, but it would probably be around there. I mean, you're talking millions upon millions of dollars just to pay the players, let alone, the whole organization.
Okay.
Was it Wedding Singer?
Yeah, okay.
I think Zesto says Will.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So, well, they're on the plane, right? And Billy Idol. Wasn't Neil Diamond in that too, or no? Am I confusing that with Saving Silverman? So anyway, yeah, they were out for whatever reason, but now they're back in. Supposedly, A-Rod, J-Lo, and Rob Kraft.
Robert Kraft? The Patriots owner?
The Patriots owner.
Does Robert Kraft still own the Patriots?
I'm pretty sure he does.
All right, I remember that whole prostitute thing. I don't know if anything changed. I haven't followed it much.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. What happened with that?
I think he just got a
slap on the wrist, a Lori Loughlin slap on the wrist, slap on the wrist,
slap on his penis,
what
and then nothing really happened.
So yeah, supposedly the two of them are partnering up with him.
Well,
make a run on the Mets.
Robert Kraft, he's not one of your worst owners, I gotta say.
He's not.
He isn't.
I agree. However, reports are saying that not even A-Rod. It's focusing more on J-Lo. Reports are saying that she is insisting on having an active role. She's not just a backer and collecting her money.
You're so sexist.
What do you mean?
Is that why you're saying that?
Yes. I am sexist. I am racist. I am...
Why would you say that? Like you wouldn't say...
No, it has nothing to do with her being a woman. It has not... And I've said it here on the show before. I am not a J-Lo fan. Everybody says she's beautiful. She does nothing for me. I'm not a fan of her music. I don't think she's a good actress. I'm not a fan. And I remember years ago when she was first kind of really becoming a big star. I watched some interview she did on TV, and oh my God, everything was just. They showed a clip of some movie she was in, right? Mm-hmm. And she actually sat there and she goes, "Oh, did you see me do that? Oh, wasn't that funny when I said this?" And I'm like, "You got to be kidding me." And I've disliked her ever since. And I just don't think she would. I just don't. Who knows? Maybe she's a baseball expert for all I know. But I'm just saying she doesn't strike me as a type that would make a good somebody with a good active role.
Okay.
And I'll even say the same about A-Rod. He was a great baseball player. He juiced up, but But he doesn't appear to have much upstairs. And he's done stuff on the field I disagree with.
Maybe she's great at business. I don't know. Maybe. But I wouldn't be surprised that if she's giving $1 billion, she wants to be a part of it. That's ridiculous.
Well, no, there are plenty of people.
Oh, and check it out. It's $2 billion.
Oh, is that right? The Mets. So to buy the Mets, you'd have to come up with at least $2.5 billion. Wow.
That's wow.
It's the Mets. It's so discounted. NFL has crazy rules about owning another franchise in a market. There is is that right? They have rules about owning another franchise where there's an NFL team as well? Wow.
I don't know. Football has they've got such strong rules.
But it works. Baseball should have more rules like the NFL.
Yeah, but
salary caps and profit sharing and the Super Bowl held in a different city, every year. So smart because then that stadium makes money. Very smart. I personally think that baseball should do the same. I think there should be salary caps. I think baseball should even be weekends only. 100.
Oh, I would love that. I remember because I've always followed football.
Yeah.
And it's just always worked out for me. Sunday afternoon. It's been fine. And then and then you love the Mets so much. So I'm like, it's been a long time since I've watched the Mets. I remember watching it with my dad when I was in high school and stuff. I'm like, all right, let's watch a game. When's it on? You're like, well, there's a game Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. I'm like, wait, back the fuck up.
Yeah.
How do you watch that many? How do you watch that many games in a week and still function? So, and you're like, well, I don't catch them all.
Hey, and don't get me wrong, I don't, but I do love having a lot of games to watch during the week. I do love it, but it does become much when you're trying to follow it, trying to stay on top of it. And there is this thing called life, which doesn't allow you to watch all the time, so you miss things. Where football, it's Sundays. I mean, you get maybe one or two games, on a Thursday. You get the Monday nights, but it's just done better, and it allows
Basically, it's Sunday.
Right. It allows you to plan and figure things out. I know plenty of guys. They'll do everything during the week, take care of the family, work, take care of their honey-do list. They'll do everything during the week. Ask anything you want of them. They're on it. And then Sundays, boom.
Right.
I need my day to watch the games, or at least my Giants or Jets games, whatever team you're a fan of. So it just makes it easier that way because you can do these things and then have your time to watch your game. So, yeah, I do think football does things right. Where baseball is kind of messy, and they're going more and more into technology and with the the replay and all that garbage. I don't like any of it.
You don't like the replay?
I don't.
I love it. I hate the idea that someone's out or safe based on a bad call.
Human element, baby.
Yeah, but that's awful. That's awful to we were watching now that there's not real baseball to watch. We've been watching, old YouTubes of baseball things. And remember the one that we saw the other day? Like this one pitcher almost had a perfect game, except for someone was called safe when they it wasn't even close. Like even without the replay, like someone from the outfield could have seen that this guy was out.
What was the pitcher's name? It was on Detroit. It was a popular thing. See, and that's the thing. I can't remember his name because he didn't get the perfect game. Yeah. If he got the perfect game, I'd know his name right now.
Yeah, so
but,
I feel
the
bad.
umpire, and I'm sure somebody will come up with it, Will or Andy or somebody.
He had like black curly hair, and I just remember his
didn't have
face
curly hair.
Like a little bit. He was just like this, like, oh my
no,
God,
that was Miguel. That wasn't the pitcher.
Who was that?
That was Miguel, the Tigers' first baseman. Great player, great big hitter. That was the first baseman. The pitcher was the one standing there looking at the umpire with a smile on his face. He was just looking at him like this. And then the umpire the next day went in front of the press crying because he knew he blew the call. Human element, man.
He didn't even want human element.
They didn't reverse it.
I know, but they should have. I think wasn't it during the time when they didn't change it?
Yeah, they didn't have it back then.
Yeah, so I don't mind that.
Charles Goonan says Gary Carter. Why is he saying that?
I don't know. I looked at that too.
Did he say something previous? No, it just says he's watching. Maybe he just likes Gary Carter. Great idea, Tony. Weekends only baseball. The afternoon weekday games are impossible to watch, says Zestos. Although Zestos, he put my Mets down a minute ago. He said they belong in the, what did he say?
Garbage bin or.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, but. Yeah.
Plus, what I don't like about it either is that it'll put the Mets in the sports headlines all the time for the wrong reasons. These two it'll become a media circus, and it'll be J-Lo went to the game today by herself. Is there marriage problems with A-Rod? Or,
yeah, that's going to drive you crazy.
Or they'll say something.
You really don't like her. Like if Sheryl Crow bought it, you would be like, "Oh, isn't that so nice? She loves baseball."
Now you're talking. Sheryl Crow.
Look at her.
She'll come out and sing after every concert.
You're going to be like, "Look at her sad lips. The Mets are losing."
She'll have a kissing contest where people can kiss her on the lips.
Yeah. So
you
just don't like J-Lo.
I don't. I said that. I don't like.
I know.
No,
I'm saying it is going to be an issue for you. That I'm just saying, being Captain Obvious.
No, not Mark the Bird Friedrich. I'm talking more recent. Just I don't know, 5 years ago tops.
Well, when did
maybe 6, 7?
When did replay count?
It's I don't know. What would you guys say? Maybe 7 years ago, give or take. They started with the.
So why didn't they redo this one?
Because it was probably just before it then.
Okay.
That's my guess. Are we? What time are you calling Scott?
Okay, I could do that.
Oh, all right. Does that mean? I guess the answer is now. Scott Baker, part of Isaacs and Baker, a fantastic improv team. These guys perform all over the country. Scott performs on cruises. These guys, and Scott also performs with other people as well. Vinnie Mark, just a great guy. Very charitable with his time. Also an actor. He put together, what's his show called? What's his TV show called? Oh, my goodness. We'll have to ask him. Retired police officer. Funny guy. We're going to get him on that screen in a second, and we're going to have some laughs with him. Should we keep him on for Tuesday trivia?
Oh, you have Tuesday trivia?
It is Tuesday.
Are there multiple choice questions?
I don't know. Janine Otten is watching. Hello, Janine. Janine, we need to get Janine on that screen. Or you know what? We should give Janine her own quarantine life where she can sing and play.
I could do that.
Let's do that.
I can make that happen. I know a guy. Me.
Janine, we have a show every day, 7 days a week here on govsradio.com called Quarantine Life, where it shows how people are, what their life is like during this time. And we think you should do it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, is he
okay.
there?
Yeah, but
there he is. Look at him.
Let's see.
Hey, look at that big stick by your leg.
Hello?
That's a big stick you got there right there.
Who?
Whoa.
Ooh.
Hello, Scott Baker. Where are you off to?
You can see I dressed for the occasion. Believe it or not, I'm off. I'm not going to be shy about it. I'm off to the bar.
You're off to what?
Yeah, hang on. You cut off for a second. You're off to where?
I'm off to the gun store.
Oh, the gun store.
Are you really? You're one of them.
Yeah.
We're on Merrick Road.
Yeah, I'm a cop. I'm sorry. It just,
We pass
Yeah.
by the gun store
got it.
every day on the way down Merrick Road, and like we could tap into the pulse of America by how long the gun line is.
Well, you know what? I can't blame them. I already have my guns because I was a cop, but I'm just getting the grips changed. I've been meaning to do it for a long time. So, listen, everyone could do what they need to do or want to do, but I'm going to protect my family from some punk who's trying to make a statement, and I'm going to protect myself. So I never carry my gun, to be honest with you. In all the years I've been retired, very rarely, unless I go into New York City, but I never really carry it on Long Island, or unless I'm working security, bodyguarding. I was like, you know what, if I'm going to carry it, I might as well, make sure I'm safeguarded the right way. So I'm just getting the grips changed so I can just hold it better.
All right, so
But I don't blame people for not wanting guns, and I don't blame people for having guns, and I don't think people should be judgmental of it,
I agree with that. I do agree it's a choice. I personally don't see the need for like AK-47s and whatnot in the home, but
could not agree more.
Right,
could not agree more.
But
I don't get that, but
right. And I totally agree.
The gun is for self-protection. I'm not, right. But again, if look, there's so many different ways. I just think, me personally, you got to understand the other person's point of view. Otherwise, we belong, And I think social media for wonderful things is to tamp down mongers.
Yeah, just so you know, we completely lost you.
Scott, let's stop you for a second because we lost you. We lost you for a minute there. In fact, we still don't even really have you back. You got really blotchy and fuzzy. In fact, we can barely see you right now. I don't know if you can even hear us. But yeah.
Over because we do that.
Well, actually, you should actually probably keep going because wherever you are is a bad signal. So maybe if you kept going a little bit, we'll pick you back up. Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, a little bit.
Nah, we had you for.
I heard him say.
Yeah, we heard him say okay, and then we lost him.
Yeah. Well, maybe again.
We're not.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I just heard you say
a little bit.
Clear.
No, he's gone.
Right. I mean, yeah, that's trouble. So maybe he would.
Maybe I'll just try a different call.
Yeah, all right. Give it, Scott. If we're gonna give it about 5 minutes. Keep going wherever you're going. Keep going,
and then we'll call you back.
Yeah, and we'll call him back in hopes that wherever he is, there'll be a better signal, or maybe we'll get video of people shooting each other.
Yeah.
So there you go, Scott Baker, ladies and gentlemen. Little cameo by Scott. No, we'll try him again. We'll try him again at like 11:40. Another minute or two after.
Sure, that's fine.
All right. All right. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's a weird thing, man. You want to protect yourself, but I don't know. What was? I don't know. It's such a weird thing because there's so much unnecessary violence too. You understand you want to protect your family. Of course, you understand that, but and it's a weird time. We're trying our best to not even get into it today. But like the virus, how can you not talk about it? We're trying to not talk about it today.
Were we? We were going to try not to talk about it? I didn't know that.
Not that we were trying not to, but but we want to be as respectful as we can. I know Scott has his thoughts. We have our thoughts. I always like to stay respectful. That's all. And I don't want to, upset anybody. And even a day like today, this blackout thing, we don't want to be disrespectful to that. We understand that. We get that. But I don't know. I just feel it's our, we're not making thousands of dollars here. Nobody is. well, of course, hopes that's going to change soon. But but we're not changing the world with our shows here. And believe me, I know that we don't have millions of viewers. We're not changing anything. But I still think that we have a responsibility to entertain. And no disrespect to the blackout today or the statement they're trying to make. And I actually, me personally, I agree with it. I'm not reflecting any feelings about the club or the station. Me personally, I agree with it. I understand it.
Yeah,
why they're doing it.
The show must be paused movement that is taking place today, where we just pause to reflect on what's going on. Because I can't believe anyone is not on the same page of seeing that what happened to that man wasn't a horrible thing. So we're just it's nice to take a moment and reflect.
But I still feel we have a job to do. I still feel we should be entertaining. I feel that there should be conversation with a guy like Scott, a great guy.
But I would have rather when we call him back. Because we had Scott scheduled already, so I thought it was really kind of neat to have an officer, a retired officer, from his perspective, because it's like I was saying, the other day, my cousin is a retired cop, and she's like, no one hates bad cops more than good cops,
Right.
And it really is true. Like it's not about that. It's not about police. It's not about looting. It's about or demonstrating or protesting or anything else. It's about that man who, it was a horrible thing from a horrible cop and, other cops standing around and letting it happen. That's what it's about. And sometimes I feel like if you see on the news with things going up in flames and stuff, that's what people focus on. And that's not what it's about. So, all right, we got a call.
You're live at the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show. Who's this?
Hello, guys. How you been, Dead Tony?
Hey, DJ D-Love. What do you say, pal?
Hey, DJ.
Nothing much. How you been, guys?
Doing all right, thanks. Doing all right. What are you up to today?
Oh, nothing much. I'm watching my boy Hershey, like always.
You're watching your boy who?
Hershey, the dog.
Oh, that's right. Hershey the dog. How is he doing? All right?
Yeah, he's doing pretty good, actually. He's not bad.
Yeah? You guys
Yeah.
train him? Make sure he just poops outside?
Oh, yes. Actually, he's up for adoption, too.
Oh, somebody's going to adopt him?
Yeah, you can't get too attached, right?
Oh, he's up for adoption. Right, yes.
Yes.
That's the thing about fostering dogs is you just love them immediately, but you know that you're only going to have them for a little while until they find, the home that they're going to be in forever. So it's it's a little emotional, I think.
Oh, yes. So, Dad, where were you yesterday? I was looking for you guys yesterday. What happened to you?
We were here.
Yeah, we were here yesterday.
I didn't see you guys online yesterday.
Yeah, we were on. It was there.
Oh, well, I didn't see you guys.
No.
Well,
Oh, that's all right. No big deal. We're just glad you're here now.
Yo, yeah.
You got a song for us today?
Oh, I got a great song for you guys today. Do you want to hear it?
Of course.
It's about friends.
Oh, that's a perfect one for today. Go ahead.
Friends, how many we could be friends? Oh, yes, we can be friends forever and ever. Oh, yeah, we can just be friends. How many could be friends on? We just can be friends forever. Don't let me stop being your friend, because TJ said he's a good guy, and Tony and Sallie too. We don't mock nobody, we don't cause nobody, because DJ's love is the best. We can just be friends forever.
Friends forever.
Friends Forever by DJ D-Love, because, like he says, he is the best. That was great. That was you got some fancy singing going on. Like going all over the place there.
Hey,
that was something.
Hey, DJ, Felix
Yes,
asked you to friend him. He misses being your friend on Facebook.
I don't have a Facebook no more because my Facebook got hacked, so tell him that.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. It got hacked a few weeks ago. So what'd you do? You canceled all your profiles?
Yep, I can't do it no more because I can't. I had to get it up again and run again.
All right. Well, we hope you get it up and running again soon.
Yeah, to tell Felix I said hello and please do.
All right,
Okay.
cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, DJ D-Love. Thanks for the great song today, pal.
I got something to say for you guys before I leave.
Okay.
Be safe and wash your hands. Woo!
Very nice. Booyah!
Booyah!
See ya! DJ D-Love in the house. And that song, not once did he say the word man.
No. Mm-mm.
Not once.
Nope.
DJ D-Love can join me and sing. That would be one hell of a duet right there. Joe Staz and Dennis.
And me.
And you.
Can you imagine the three of us on a ticket?
I'd rather not. Oh, that's right. We said
It's
we're going to play
something.
Joe Staz's other song today. All right, maybe we'll play that as we're saying goodbye. All right. Are you going to try him again? Or
Sure.
yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so while she's getting in touch with Scott Baker again, just to go back real quick, Jen and Marla's Ageless Adventures, the big premiere was going to be today.
No, I think you just need a little bit more time, so I'm going to give you a little time to talk about that.
Oh, all right. The premiere was supposed to be today. They have chosen to honor the blackout today, which is totally fine. We respect that. We understand it, and we're totally cool with that. So next Tuesday at 1:30, they're going to premiere. Again, we respect their decision to do that. We basically just left it up to all the hosts.
Yeah, we
You know,
went
what they
back and
wanted to
forth
do.
ourselves.
Yeah,
'cause
we almost didn't come
We
in.
want to be respectful, and we want, like, sometimes there's, many times you're at a service, and, someone running the service says, let's just take, a minute of silence and reflect. And yes, it's a whole day, but I just kind of felt like I didn't want to be one of those people that, I have to talk through it, blah, 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 blah. It's like a moment for silence. So we kind of went back and forth on whether we should honor that, because it started off as like a music pause, and we're not a music show, and then we try to listen to other shows to see if they were on, and, other radio shows were on, so we're like, oh, right, we'll just go on.
Right, yes. Okay, Felix. Felix like, plus me. Okay, calm down, Felix. Felix is on at 2 o'clock doing Quarantine Life. 2:15 actually. Jeff and Rich are on tonight at 6:30 for No Rhyme, No Reason. Mm-hmm. And yeah, again, we understand it. We agree with it, but we chose to come in. We feel that's what we should be doing. And we'd like to think, all right. Well, we just hope everybody's safe. It's definitely gone too far with looting. There's nothing that justifies that. Nothing that justifies, hurting cops, and even for the cops, there's no justifying them hurting people wrongly.
But they don't think that. Like, that's just it. It's not a cop thing. It's not a, us against the cops. Like one cop, and I'm not saying there aren't other cops, because, we see it all the time, but, most cops are amazing, and they put themselves on the line every single freaking day. And
Absolutely.
they would agree with
Right.
this. They
Right.
would be like, oh, what the heck?
I mean, yeah, it's I don't know. It's so weird. You have guys like Mark White who will tell you he hasn't really come across a lot of racism in his time. Right.
Well, that's not true. He just said that every year gets better. He never said he doesn't come across racism. He has his whole life, but he says that every single year gets better. And the New York of today was not the New York when he lived here. And that's what I hope. I hope that for our country that every year gets better. And sometimes it takes moments like this to make a little bigger of a change.
But nothing justifies the violence, regardless of where it's coming from, whether it's a cop or anybody else. Nothing justifies it. So I don't want anybody to think we're supporting that or not supporting a peaceful protest. I'm all for it. I've taken part in peaceful protests and strikes. I'm all for it, making a statement. But looting and destruction and violence, what is that doing? It's not doing squat. All right, you going to try?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. So Ageless Adventures will be on next Tuesday afternoon at 1:30. Very excited about that show. Can't wait. Marla and Jen. Trying again to get Scott.
We there now, Sal? Can you hear me?
Dun,
Yep, we're good.
Yep, we hear you loud and
There
clear.
we go.
Very nice.
Scott, it started.
Awesome. I think it was just a connection. I don't think it was a spot.
I think it was
Oh,
a
okay.
connection too. It started off fine, and then after a while, all we heard was.
Well, just to be on the safe side, I'm pulling into a parking lot here. So this way I don't run into a bad spot.
All right, cool. We appreciate that, and we won't keep you long, so so you can go on about your day.
I'm good. How you guys doing? Doing?
We're doing all right. We're hanging.
How's your mom?
I'm sorry?
How's your mom?
Oh, my mother's good, thanks. We were just talking about. Well, all right. Thank you again for that. My mother's 75th birthday. Had the drive-by. Scott Baker came through. What a nice thing to do. You're a good 30 minutes away, so you still made the time to come through. That was really nice of you, and we appreciate that very much.
No problem. Got the family really cool. In the car. The daughter, the fiance came on out. The dog.
Yeah, that was great. What a pleasant surprise to see that. Thank you for that, pal. And but we were just talking about her. Her car got broken into over the weekend. But
bet you wish you had my gun now.
But yes, the wonderful men in blue. They found the guy. He hit a few. He hit a few cars over there. I don't know any more details than that, but I'm just glad they found him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Glad everybody's safe, and I'm glad they got him.
Yep, absolutely. How about you? Everybody's good on your end?
Yeah, everybody's good. I mean, a lot better than most. We still live in a great country, and more fortunate than most of the other people in the country who got to walk to get water. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Hopefully, listen, we can't ignore the pink elephant in the room right now, and I think I've been saying this on my posts, we need to, every cop that I know, that I worked with in all the cop websites, and they are doing it, universally condemn, without a shadow of a doubt, the death of George Floyd and the police brutality in that case, the murder of it, I should say.
Right.
And at the same token, now the protests are not protests anymore. I'm sure there are protests, but
right.
Let's not get away from universally condemning that these anarchists are doing. And news for you: in the past, you got to call it like it is. In the past, when it was a Rodney King thing, you saw mostly it was black looting and black people burning, and angry and frustrated. This is white little anarchists, little hipster doofuses that have wealthy money coming in from out of town, doing it. It needs to be universally condemned.
Right, and let's be clear. And we were talking about it a little bit before we got you back. All in favor of peaceful protest, and we're not even...
Absolutely. I'll walk with you.
Right. And we're not even saying that they're wrong about what they're protesting about. It's
me either.
Right. Right.
We're all on the same page. It's,
right.
it all comes down to this man that, was murdered. And I feel like sometimes days and weeks go by and it ends up being about, other things. And it's not about anything else.
Absolutely.
But that.
Right, and right, there's absolutely no excuse, and we said it again, before you came on. There's no excuse for any violence, wrongful violence on either side, whether it's a cop
right.
or a protester. It's not even a cop. It's not, in my opinion, it's not even a cop issue. These guys were wrong, flat out wrong. They took abuse of, they abused their power. These were bad cops.
They're murderers.
Right,
he's a murderer.
Right.
Listen, I hope anybody listening to this doesn't take that this is my defense for the cop. I'm saying this, and I don't like to speculate. I'm not an attorney, but I can kind of see it as a human being and as former law enforcement. The defense attorney may say, oh, well, he had this in his system, or, oh, that's the way he was trained. That's a big bunch of bullshit.
Right.
No cop is trained to stay on someone's neck for 8 minutes.
Right.
That's not whatever thing you may think you're doing as a cop. Your object is to stop the person from doing whatever is unlawful, whether it be breaking into something, whether it be wrestling with you. When the cuffs are on, it is over.
Right.
Plain and simple. It is over. There's no more. If he resists and he kicks it, okay, he's still in cuffs. You just grab him, or you call in what we have here in New York City is ESU, Emergency Service, and they have certain tools to be able to stop him. He's not getting away. There wasn't a big crowd gathering where you felt like you were panicked. Nobody was bothering you.
Right.
It's murder.
Right.
Period.
You just
the degree of murder that will be for a prosecutor.
And you take them to the precinct. The hanging around, I didn't understand that,
The hanging around with the knee on the neck, you mean? I'm sorry.
Yeah, like you arrest
what you
someone,
mean?
you take
Yeah,
them
that's
in.
the murder part.
I don't
I agree.
understand the hanging around, hurting someone while you're, I don't know, passing your
Agreed.
time.
Agreed. And that's the brutality.
Right. So nobody's disputing that, and we understand. And again, totally in favor. You want to go peacefully protest, come by the thousands. But it's
you know what? In this case, I'll march with you.
right.
You know what I mean? I mean, A doesn't have to do with B. You don't have to universally condemn all cops to say this is 1,000% wrong. And I tell you, I was so proud that my friends, the guys I work with, and in cop websites, calling these guys. These are not cops. They do not represent what we do. They make our job harder. These guys are murderers. This is brutality. But we now need to see the mayor of New York City, the governor, coming out equally as strong, going, the people who are looting, they are not protesters.
Right.
They are criminals. And we need to stop them, because not only are they disgracing the name of George Floyd, we're losing the unifying moment here. And we need to stop the politicizing of it's Trump's fault, it's Cuomo's fault. You need to stop, and you need to all get on the same page and go, we can't go anywhere when I can't leave my house past 6 o'clock because I'm going to get hit over the head. And we can't go anywhere if in these neighborhoods, the Targets, the pharmacies, the this, the that are no longer around. Because think about it, if you're a businessman and a small business owner, why would I want to go into your neighborhood if I don't have the mayor or the governor using the police force to stop looters? Why would I invest my life savings there? Why? It doesn't pay.
Yeah.
So you're hurting the people the most that live in those neighborhoods,
Yeah, absolutely. It's I just don't get it. Again, march by the thousands. They're absolutely not the looters, but the problem. And I'm not. When I say a problem, I'm not talking about cops. Is I've never lived, in the shoes of a black man. I don't know I don't know their issue. I can't say you don't have an issue just because I've never seen it. If there's a race issue, I don't now. Who was it? You and I talked about earlier today. Somebody put out a statement that it's from from the street to the board. Like there's racism, throughout.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
to me, that's
a discussion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's a discussion. I would like to have that discussion. I've never been a witness to anything like that, but I'm not saying they're wrong. But
exactly.
And
you're respecting them.
Exactly. And I respect if it is a serious issue, I respect their right. I mean, for crying out loud, to go back to your point, there's been photos and videos of cops taking a knee. I mean, let's all take a knee. I'm not a big fan of taking a knee during the national anthem. However, at least
no, it's a totally different story. Today, doing this, let's show in solidarity that we're taking a knee. Could be in prayer that we're praying for healing.
Right.
It could mean many different things to many different people. But I'm not a Colin Kaepernick fan. I don't like the way he went about it. I don't agree with it.
Yes.
But in this case, I do. And I like there's cops, I think it was in Michigan, a white sheriff went out there and said, I'm going to walk with you. I'm going to march with you. And you know what? Like I said, I'll march with you myself if you want, but I'm not going. But I need leaders on the other side to come out and say the rioting is wrong, because it's not about George Floyd anymore.
Yeah, it takes
and
away from
I have
it.
friends that are exactly, and I have friends that are black, and they are, very much listen, police brutality, this and that, and very much on the other side, anti of all this rioting and looting. So you could have your discussion and your debate, but we need to unify and come together and say the brutality is wrong and the rioting is wrong, because you cannot get anything done.
Right.
And it's hurtful and it's wrong and you're costing lives. I mean, there's a black federal FBI agent was shot in the head in Philadelphia. There was 4 St. Louis cops shot and killed last night. There was a cop shot in Las Vegas, shot in the head. You think this is emboldening your point of view?
Right.
If you're coming, no. What you're doing is you're making other people going, see, I told you.
Right.
That's stupid. It's not bringing people together. What are you doing?
Right.
And,
which is what they're fighting about in the first place. They're fighting how people are split up. And I think a day like today with this blackout, I do think that there's a responsibility of the media to to display and show more of the solidarity, the cops walking with them, the cops taking the knees. You don't see enough of that.
Yeah, you do see a lot of the cars on
it doesn't
fire.
Sell. You'll put on. Yeah, you're right, Sally. You're right, Tony. You're right. When you put on the CNNs of the world and they're showing, everything they want to tie this into a Donald Trump thing. Dude, listen. You got a black police chief in Minneapolis. You have a Democratic mayor and a Democratic governor. I'm not blaming them.
Right.
That's not a blame statement. But you can't then say, "Oh, it's Trump's fault." You got to be kidding me. It's not a blame time. It's a unifying time, and let's get to the bottom of it time.
Yeah, it's not a Democratic Republican thing. Like one of our listeners actually asked if I don't know if you're aware, but Charlie Baker is a governor out in Massachusetts. And he just wondered if you were related. I know Charlie Baker, so I don't think you are, but
no. My original name is Sabatino, and it was changed years ago.
Right.
So and that's Charlie Baker is a Republican governor, and who I voted for, and I'm not a Republican at all. I just and he actually went against Trump and all this, saying we need leaders need to step forward right now and do the right thing.
Yeah, I mean, I
don't think that's against Trump. I think Trump is saying that too. I'm not here to defend Trump or tell you to vote for who you want. You vote for whoever you want.
Right.
But I think it's the point of a unifying moment, and everybody you can't let people run amok. You just simply cannot.
Right.
You can't.
Right.
You can't stay on the neck of somebody in handcuffs for 8 minutes,
right,
and expect people to accept that, and you can't shoot cops in the head and expect people to accept that.
Exactly.
So you can't.
Yeah, spot on.
Nothing gets done.
Right, and
nothing gets done.
Plus, I don't know if I'm going overboard, but the fact that they did arrest this cop, so it at least shows that something's being done. It's not like Rodney King.
Yeah,
where they,
I agree, but
at least with Rodney King, they rioted because these cops were acquitted. They didn't riot and loot, initially.
Right.
If the cop was found innocent, not that I would promote and agree with looting at all, but at least it gives some kind of a better understanding.
Sure. Sure. The thing is, what you just said is very true. I'm not an attorney, so I'm not going to speculate. I know the Attorney General is Kenneth Ellison. He's a black Democrat who was appointed Attorney General. He's in charge of this. Why they haven't charged the other three? I'm just hoping that they're trying to cross their T's and dot their I's.
I agree.
I hope people have patience. I'm not an attorney, so I don't know how they're building the case.
Right.
Trump has said, I want to get the DOJ because it's going to be civil. At the very minimum, there's civil rights issues here. But I do know this, that if you overcharge like they did in the Freddie Gray case in Baltimore, and you run that risk of getting acquitted because you overcharged,
right?
I'm not an attorney. I don't know what the best way to go is with this. I would hope that whatever they charge, that they get multiple charges, and when the judge sentences them, if they don't get high charges or as high as the public would like, I would hope he sentences them consecutively, not concurrently.
Right.
So let's say, for argument's sake, you had to do a 15-year sentence for manslaughter. Again, I'm not an attorney.
Right.
But consecutive means, you got manslaughter and you got civil rights, and that's another 10 years. So you'd get 15 and 10, but they're not concurrent. They're consecutive, so you have to serve one to do the other.
Absolutely.
And this way he gets more time because this is murder, and whether you can, I'm not a judge, I'm not a lawyer, so whether you can prove the intent, I don't know. Just my own personal, non-law-based opinion, just as a cop, when a man is for 8 minutes, did you intend that day to go out and kill someone? No, but is it still intent that you're leaning on his neck and cutting off his blood supply when he's handcuffed and he's begging for his life, and you hear people saying he can't breathe, he can't breathe, he's becoming listless. Then at that point, what is your actual intent? Because your intent is not to stop him. The threat is already stopped.
Right.
So what is your intent at that point? And if that's raised, and again, I'm not a judge. I'm not a lawyer. So I don't want to see him overcharged only for the fact if you can't prove it, and he walks, that would be a real injustice.
Absolutely. Agreed 100%. And well said, pal. Absolutely. And yeah.
And another thing, just for anything, getting these looters, who's letting you out of the house dressed like that? Aren't you embarrassed? Some of you, dress for a loot. You're going to be on camera. You know what I mean? Put on something nice.
Wear a suit. You're saying, yeah.
Yeah, well, just something stylish.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some of you people, it looks like you haven't washed in days. Right, have some pride in your looting.
Hey, but they're going out there.
It's the quarantine loot.
Right, that's the thing. They're going out there to face violence and risk their lives, but they're still wearing a mask, so they're not spreading the virus. So
only some of them. All right, I can't go in the water for a swim on Memorial Day. You're going to drag me out. But burning down Macy's, that's okay. Hey, what are you? Hey, why are you arresting me, officer? You're looting. Yeah, but I was 6 feet away from that guy who was taking a suit.
Exactly. Right. What about that guy? So I respect the fact that they're wearing their masks, but they should be dressing better. Yeah, I agree. 100%.
It's just a little pet peeve, Tony.
Well, and that's the point of this whole discussion, is to make sure that the looters dress better, and just put on a better persona and try to look a little more stylish when they're looting. There should be a celebrity endorsement. There should be a celebrity looter that everybody else can emulate.
Or you could get whole clothing lines.
There you go. Right.
Like I could see it in in France on the runway. This year's looting is dressed in charcoal, not dark black. Loot in style with your friends.
Lori Laughlin's going to be in jail with her designer husband, so maybe he can do a whole new line.
There you go.
He's got
what a great point! That's right. They could give him something to work on the past 15 months.
4
Very
months
good.
to come out with the looting line.
I like it.
This year's loot is dressed in orange.
I like it. I think we should get Scott Baio. I think he should be the celebrity looter. Scott.
That could be actually a new show. Instead of Celebrity Apprentice, celebrity looter. You let people go out, see what they can come back with.
Right.
You know what I mean? I came back with a TV. I came back with a car. Oh, we have this week's winner.
Oh, right, and then they have little obstacles along the way, and of course your love triangles and stuff. Yeah, that's a reality show right there. Mm-hmm. I think you're onto something,
Scott. That's a reality show.
I think you're onto something. You could host it.
I'm gonna pitch it. I need a showrunner.
And then once they take the TV, they got to dodge bullets and stuff. Yeah, I think this
absolutely like beanbag bullets at them. A little bit of mace. We call it the mace smile. Okay, so you got to go. You got to get these things on the list without being maced.
Well, Scott, I can't tell you how much we've enjoyed having you on our last show today.
I'm just spitballing.
You're moving as you're going here. We're in one place. We're going to walk out of here to signs and fists, I think. All right, but thank you, pal. Always a lot of fun. You get, and everybody's healthy and stuff, right? Everybody's good.
Everybody's great. Yeah,
okay.
Thank God, everybody's great. And prayers to everybody. I know, all kidding aside, this thing has hit a lot of people hard. It's probably one of the worst times we've been in since World War II.
Absolutely.
And with all this going on, and listen, we still are the greatest country, people. And our greatest asset is each other. So don't be so judgmental. Hear the other side. I learned that as a cop. Don't be judgmental. Hear the other side frustration. It's the only way to get things done, to get through. It doesn't mean you got to put your beliefs on the shelf.
Right.
But you got to hear the other side. Maybe you're not right all the time.
Absolutely right. Spot on, as always. Thank you, pal.
As a
Scott
matter
Baker.
of fact, I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken.
Glad you cleared that up.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Anytime, pal.
Thanks,
Hope
Scott.
to see you soon, buddy.
Always appreciate it. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Scott Baker, ladies and gentlemen. Which actually reminds me of one thing. Here on the local scene, we saw there's been some Facebook posts floating around, social media posts about a possible riot. They actually says the word riot at Roosevelt Field Mall.
Oh, really?
Which, if you're not from around...
Apple's there.
Right, yeah. If you're not from around here, it's maybe about a 10-minute drive west of us from where we are now. It's kind of like central Nassau County, about maybe 30 minutes east of New York City. It's called Roosevelt Field. It's probably the most popular mall on the island. one of the more, even in the state, I would say, is a pretty popular mall. It's huge mall. It's huge mall. I can't do
What's
it.
the one by the Costco? What mall is that? Is that around the same area?
Yeah, Roosevelt Field is just on the other
Yeah,
side of
it's
the
a good
parkway
area.
there. Yeah.
It's got everything.
Yeah, they're calling for, supposedly I don't know if it's a joke or a hoax, but there is some stuff floating around where they're not saying a protest. It actually says the word riot. And we just hope that's not true and hope it doesn't happen. It's supposedly this Saturday, so please keep your kids, make sure you know where your kids are, make sure you know where your loved ones are, and let's hope everybody stays out of trouble and doesn't get involved in anything stupid. I'm going to read Mark White.
No, you don't.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not ending the show on that.
Yeah, right. Okay. Sorry, Mark. All right, it's 12:10. All right, so we'll do trivia, I guess, next week or something, or maybe later in the week. All right. Well, the rest of the week we're gonna have some fun on our show. We have on Thursday Neil Rubenstein will be on the screen with us.
Oh, that'll be great.
Neil's great. He's always a lot of fun. Friday, Jackson Gillies will be on the screen. Jackson was an American Idol contestant, great singer, songwriter, guitar player. He's been on the phone with us several times. He was in the studio with us once. Great guy. Looking forward to catching up with him. It's been a while. So keep it locked here with us. Sallie and I are not here tomorrow. Danielle and Eric are in tomorrow for Ashland. So keep it locked here today at GovsRadio.com. You got Felix coming on with Quarantine Life at 2:15. Jeff and Rich coming on at 6:30 for No Rhyme, No Reason. Sallie and I will be back on Thursday at 11 a.m. Don't forget, tomorrow after Ashland, you got Quarantine Life, you got Three's Company, and Punk Rap, etc. Sallie and I will see you Thursday at 11